So Webby and I, we get thousands of questions every day, very personal questions about ourselves with all of our Twitter followers. And so we actually wanted to do kind of like a live Q&A with you guys here. And let's go ahead and kick it off. This one is from @TheRealDonaldsTrumps, and he wants to know, when did you and Webby meet? So this is a question to me about when Webby and I met. What year was that?
Was it 96, 97?
Yeah, 1996 or 97. Junior year of high school. That's when we met. At a little Christian high school.
We were at a private school. You were the new bad boy in town. You were the bad boy from public school that joined our little private school.
The new bad boy from public school.
You were like the rebel. So you were the cool kid, but we knew we didn't want to mess with you because you had the public school background.
Yeah, the mean streets of the public school. Yeah. So over 20 years. That's how long we've known each other.
Oh, actually looks like we're getting a live question right now. This one comes from @BarackObahama. He says, you said earlier that this is the first time you guys have hung out in a long time. When was the last time you guys hung out? When was that? I know
October.
It was back in October, and it was actually here in downtown Detroit. And wasn't it the time that we rode in the self-driving cars?
Oh yeah, the autonomous vehicle.
Yeah. And if I remember correctly, it went a little something like this. About to get into a driverless vehicle.
Well, we're going for a ride in an autonomous car. Thank you to May Mobility.
I'm gonna let Sean do most of the talking.
Sounds good. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. Super excited about this. So yeah, as Shane briefly described, this is a fully self-driving all-electric vehicle. Right now, it's just driving itself, and we're on our way to Bricktown to drop you guys off.
Nice. So how does it not run into stuff?
Well, many sensors, right? They can keep track of this environment just like you drive. It can see around. They can see cars. It can see people. It just works its way through the roads, very similar to how you and I drive.
Nice.
Long-term goal, of course, is to be fully driverless. Just have shells that can drive around on their own. Right now, we're out testing vehicles, making sure that everything is running as we expect it to.
That's a pretty awesome ride.
I remember. Do you remember?
I do remember. That was a very fun time. It was my first time in an autonomous vehicle, and I remember liking it. It was fun.
I was a little weirded out by it. I was not really looking forward to it. You actually had to talk me into it because I thought we were guaranteed to crash and die because the robot car was going to crash in this downtown Detroit traffic. But yeah, it actually worked out pretty good.
It was a really cool experience. So it was the first time you actually got to have a robot drive you around in a completely open area with no control to the traffic patterns and lights and stuff like that. And I thought it worked really well.
Yeah, and what I really liked about the vehicles is the roof of the car was glass, like see-through glass, and the windows, there was hardly any blind spots, so you could look all around and view your surroundings. You could see everything very clearly, so I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So what do we got on the Twitter feed now?
Oh, here's one from Hillary Clinton Township, and she would like to know, so where do you guys live? Well, I don't want to give out too much personal information, but Webby and I actually live pretty far apart from each other. I'm all the way down in Southwest Florida.
I'm in Michigan. I was born and raised in Michigan, still live in Michigan, not too far from the Detroit area.
That's where we met. So we both grew up in Michigan, and I lived there up until about 4 years ago when I moved down to Florida, and been living there ever since.
One kind of funny thing is, if you've seen most of the videos on the channel, you've seen that I really like pickleball a lot. In fact, a lot of my videos are pickleball related. Almost every video I've done has had a pickleball reference of some sort, but Eddie is actually the one that taught me about pickleball. After he moved to Florida, he learned about pickleball. And how did you learn about pickleball in the first place?
Well, we have a pickleball court. We have 4 pickleball courts right in our community, and that's where I learned how to do it. So I started playing with some of the neighbor guys, and that's how I got into pickleball, and ended up starting to really like it. I told Webby about it, and he started to play a lot more. I kind of stopped playing for a little bit, but now that he's gotten pretty good, I jumped back into it as well. So We're still practicing for our big competition, but we got to do one to warm around.
Oh,
I'm not playing in this cold weather,
Yeah.
so
I'm actually doing my first tournament soon. I'm sure you'll see some video footage of me prepping and playing in the tournament in the coming weeks.
and if you want to see Webby's masterpiece of the pickleball anthem, go ahead and click here or here. Click somewhere around here.
Right here,
Is it that way? I don't
think
know.
it's gonna be right there.
All right,
Right?
you're gonna click somewhere around here.
It'll be right about there, I think, actually. So you want to click there if you want to see the anthem, the pickleball anthem. It was a lot of fun to work on.
It's one of his masterpieces, which is great.
Oh, we actually just got a new question here from Cold Stone Steve Austin. It says, will you guys be doing any new music videos anytime soon? It's funny that he asks that because we actually have a couple new music videos in the works. What should we say about it?
Well, it's gonna be a mashup. It's gonna be real good. It's gonna have a theme that you guys probably aren't gonna be surprised about.
If any of you like Weird Al Yankovic and parodies, hopefully I'm not giving away too much, but if you like that kind of thing, you're gonna love our next music video.
Or if you're in Canada, Peculiar Jacques.
Yes. Which one came first, Weird Al or Peculiar Jacques?
I don't know.
I don't know
Probably
either.
Weird Al. Weird Al was a big part of my childhood, as yours as well, right?
Oh, very much so.
Yeah.
In fact, like I would say Weird Al Yankovic was probably one of, if not the biggest influence in my life when it comes to celebrities. I feel like he had the biggest impact on me. I grew up loving music, and to this day, anytime I hear a pop song on the radio, I try to create my own version of it.
Well, you might
both
as well
of us.
face it. You're addicted to spuds.
Heyo.